water supply, sewage, all the infrastructure you're talking about. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. It's fiduciary duty that we have to as a neighbor, and I'm a neighbor, right? I have the same thing in my neighborhood, the same concerns. We brought that in my neighborhood benefits just as 8 other neighborhoods benefit that we've invested in throughout the last 3 years. Thank you.
And folks, it's the same council that chased Target and Wincott.
No, it's not.
I'd like to ask a question of you guys. One of you is going to succeed Mayor Marchant, who I think everybody in this room will agree is the greatest in terms of consensus builders that we'll ever see. What makes you how can you tell us you're going to be able to fill those shoes and build consensus within this council? You want to start, Joel?
Well, just having a unifying factor, my personality. I get along with people very well. So just when we have meetings with other council members, we can talk. I can talk in a more very humanistic term. You see, I don't answer questions like a politician. I'm very straight up. If you don't like my answer, I don't care. That's who I am. I tell it like it is. But as far as leaving a good consensus amongst the council, I think I'll set the example for everybody and how to get along and share our thoughts and opinions without attacking each other. I would set the example on that.
Okay. I'll just say that, look, I've served on many boards in my career. Okay, I started at Texas Instruments. TI, the very first day of working there, they said TI stands for Training Institute. Okay, it's very much team oriented, right? It takes a team. It doesn't take an individual. It takes a team to get things done. Okay, that sometimes relates to consensus. It sometimes creates kind of a group vision to try to group buy-in. Working on boards and working for corporate America, supply and demand, ultimately, if you can kind of focus on what the supply and demand, the market forces are driving you to, I think you've got a greater opportunity to bring that consensus. But I would also say it's about engaging with the community and understanding not only do we have 7 people to get a consensus from as a mayor, we also have a community to make sure that we have understanding and buy-in to where the direction we're going on. So I hope you'll share with me and have Carrollton pride. Thank you.
Well, I think the first thing I'd say is that I agree. Mayor Marchant has been an outstanding mayor, and he's endorsing me. And I think that'd be the very first thing I'd say is that he has said that he doesn't like the idea of turning over the reins in Carrollton, but the idea that he can give them to Kevin is something he's comfortable with. So I'd say that's the first thing. I'm also endorsed by the majority of the current city council. And I think that says that, hey, we trust that Kevin can lead. I've been in corporate world, had small business all the way to large Fortune 500 companies, had many people and teams still do. I'm a consensus builder. I'm one that can follow the people. I have a following. You need a leader in the mayor's seat. You need someone who will follow that person. And I think that's exactly what you get when you get Kevin. I've worked with Matthew and I are on the phone virtually almost every day for the last 10 years. He and I have worked so closely. If you like what Matthew's done, you probably ought to think about voting for me.
Thank you, Kevin. I think we have time for one more question. Of course, it's going to be Linda Full.
I have a comment about the infrastructure in the neighborhoods. Being on the neighborhood board, I get a lot of complaints from people about our sidewalks and that, what can we do? And I know there's the 1090 and all of that, but personally, our curb is totally crumbled and someone's going to fall and get hurt. I've been waiting since February 18th to get, I've called back twice and they keep saying, oh, what's your number? We're going to call you. But how are y'all going to get that speeded up? That's a little, February 18th to now and nobody's come by, even looked at it.
I'll tell you what, if you can't get an answer from the city, you call my cell phone down there. I know how to make cement. I'll come down there and fix the sidewalk myself. That's my answer.
All I would say is that, first off, here's my card. This is a common thing. This isn't a ploy. Again, I give my card out to many people, and you can see whether it's an alley in the backyard and water issues and have you. Just talk to many people who have referred me. Ultimately, we've invested $2.5 million back into sidewalks specifically, okay, that go like this, yes. Right? And if your sidewalk is having an issue, perhaps something got lost. Our breakdown is typically not bad like that, okay? So sometimes just holler at me, we'll get you an answer, right? Some people will follow up with you, okay? With respect to the overall infrastructure, I commented on that. The police and firemen associations have endorsed me, guys. They're residents just like we are. They care about the same things we do. They work in the city day in, day out, right? And they're the only voice that the council gets even from city staff. So all I can tell you from the standpoint of building buy-in and team